Welcome to this week's vlog. And I know that many of us across the country are still very concerned about the lack of rainfall. We've only had about 10 mil here on the farm at home and it's still incredibly dry, and we really do need a decent drop of rain to try and get us through to harvest. The grass behind me is only half the crop that it was last year. We've been very concerned about some of the procurement decisions that we've seen in recent weeks from our retailers. As the stocking Uruguayan beef, I believe this is a sign of what happens when you don't commit to local supply chains, when you don't commit to British production and help that investment that is required for the long term. The moment the market's got tough, they've looked around the world to try and bring in a product which might be slightly cheaper and undermine domestic productions. We've also seen similar in Morrison's, where we've been very concerned about the Polish poultry that was on the shelf last week. Our biggest concern is that this was with a shelf edge which had Union Jacks on it. How is the consumer able to differentiate where that product has come from? It really does undermine British production. Our standards are getting higher than ever. We're reducing the stocking densities, and this has created a shortage of poultry. Throughout recent weeks, we've been focusing on the comprehensive spending review and how we might try and influence the decisions that the government is making. That decision is now only 10 days away, and there's been rumours this week about nature-friendly farming budgets being slashed. Now, if those rumours turn out to be true, then it really is hugely concerning for how we all invest in our farms, invest in sustainable production, and the unfair choice that it gives us of either intensifying to try and make a profit rather than looking after the environment, as we've been so proud to do for recent years. So we await the announcements out of DEFRA with interest. We're working with the environmental NGOs to try and secure the budget that's required to enable that long-term investment. It's interesting that there doesn't seem to be any supporters across the political spectrum of cuts to the nature-friendly farming budget. I now want to hand over to Rachel, who's going to talk about water.
I just want to bring you up to date on some water meetings that I've hosted this week. The first was with members who are delivering water quality projects by using a blend of public and private finance. This is something that I need to understand more about to see if it's doable around the country. My second roundtable was with some environmental NGOs. We all want the same end. We need to find a route that we agree on to get there. And it was a really positive meeting and something to build on for the future. It's the first of, I think, will be many more. And yesterday I hosted Lee Pitcher, MP for Doncaster East and Isle of Axholme on farm. Lee's also the chair of the Water APPG, so it's really important that he and I are in the same mindset when it comes to water. There's lots going on in this area, and there's lots that I hope to keep on bringing you as time moves on. Water matters, and we all need to start taking it more seriously.
I know that we've all enjoyed being out around the shows and meeting up with members. Seeing MPs up in Shropshire last week was great, and I also met our Colchester constituency MP on Tuesday. This coming week we'll continue those visits to shows around the country. I'm up at the NSA event up in Penrith on Wednesday morning. I look forward to speaking to you again next week. Thank you.